Hello there guys, and of course, welcome yourselves back in for yet another one with us, the Review Bros. My name's Aaron, and it's good to have yourselves watching again on yet, of course, another pre-workout review. A pre-workout called Momentum, and it was sent kindly down by the guys at R Sports. Thank you. And cutting right in at the deep end, it did get a lot of heat and love in the Instagram comments when we posted the formulation. We are looking at label all over the place. We're looking at spelling mistakes. But on the other hand, we are looking at underground, and that's what some people are looking for. And there's an ingredient in here that did get a lot of people excited. So how's it going to stand the test against us today as we put it through its paces? Through, of course, the taste, the price, the label, and primarily the effects of this one in the real world. Is it going to be something you consider in the future or straight away? Let's find that out today. And all we ask in return, of course, is a thumbs up, your subscription to the channel, and any comments you have down below. They all help us out to continue to help you out. Let's find out about Momentum. Okay, so up first is of course the taste. Now it comes in two different flavours on the official website. It comes in blue raspberry, and the flavour we've got today, which I would have chosen anyway, is Skittles, which sounds really nice on the front of it, right? So it is a 15.5 gram serving size, and I can tell you I've weighed it out, and a flat scoop does get you that, right? In she goes. And it definitely has a sort of candy-esque smell about it. Now, let's see how it actually tastes. I always get really excited by flavours that are a bit more unique. And of course, that often offers up the chance, perhaps, of more disappointment. But we'll find out. I've used it before, but for the sake of the camera, of course, I'm going to pretend it's my very first time using it. So, first up, let's give it a mix. And I can tell you the mixability is fine on this one. No problems whatsoever. So, let's get Skittles down the hatch. It's nice. I wouldn't really say it tastes like Skittles, but it's definitely got a fruity, candy-like taste, which is nice. There's no bitterness, there's no chemical aftertones, no medicinal type flavours. It's nice, it's sweet. What would I give it out of 10? I'd be very happy to give it a 8.5 out of 10. It's perhaps not as good as I was hoping. With a Skittles type flavour, you know, we could hit a 10 out of 10. We're getting an 8.5. It's not horrific. They've done a reasonably good job here. It's doable, put it that way. Now let's get into the price point. Okay, so we're into the price point, and I can start off by saying this is a very strong suit of this product on paper. Now you'll head on obviously over to the official R Sports website. The description will be in the link will be in the description below, where you can pick up this 30 serving container, and that's always a thumbs up, right? You know the drill. Generally speaking, if you're getting a full 30 servings, which I will add is quite rare these days, generally speaking, that brings the price point up. And that's exactly what it's done here. So £34.99 on the official site. When you do the math, you divide it by that 30 servings, and it comes out at just £1.17 per go. Now, on our consistent pricing scale, where a 5 out of 10 is what we consider to be an average price point for a serving, comparing pre-workouts from literally across the world, this one comes in at a very affordable 7.5 out of 10. So it is actually a lot cheaper than your average pre-workout when you put it to the test. It's a good segment. It's a good score. Let's move into the label and see what you're getting for that money. Okay, so we are now into the label of this product, and the Review Bros section has to come through here. I've got to be honest, I don't like this layout at all. As we know, to be compliant in any country in the world, generally speaking, of course, we must start with the largest amount of the ingredient and then move our way down to the lowest, most abundant ingredient in there. So let's just say you start off with citrulline at 8, creatine at 5, tyrosine at 3, bloody, and so on and so forth. But here we're all over the place, and there are unfortunately some spelling mistakes, which I've got to be honest, if I was a supplement company, do you know how easy it is to find the correct spelling of these ingredients? You just have a look at a couple of other products, for God's sake. You know what I mean? Nice and easy. So it is talking accurately here. It's a thumbs down on that part. It just has to be said, right? But let's get past that. So as I mentioned, 15.5 grams. We're looking at L-theanine to start at 225 milligrams. Now that's a love it or hate it ingredient. Some people hate it because it is a taper down of these stimulants. It's a blanket. It's a caffeine stay down, which is actually kind of the opposite to what you want in a pre-workout. But on the same, or on the other side of the coin, it does help with jitters, it helps with anti-crash, and it helps with focus, and it perhaps can target in those stimulants in a direction you want to take them. We got caffeine at 350 milligrams. That's a good dosage, guys. 3.5 cups worth of coffee, energy and stimulation. We got Juglans whole fruit, 325. Now that's been dubbed anything from a natural form of a DMAA type ingredient. It's obviously from the walnut. It's going to give you energy, euphoria, stimulation. We hope. It's a good dosage. We got ourselves here. This is the main one people are looking at. DMAA, of course, the black area stimulatory ingredient that gives you a euphoric highness, extra stimmed off your chops feel. We got citrulline malate at 5.5 grams. Now that's it's an okay dosage. It's an okay dosage for pumps, nitric oxide production, blood flow and vascularity. We got glycosides, 3.5 grams. Again, sponge-like ingredient. It's going to bring in the moisture, nutrients, blood into the muscle cell, giving you that pumped feel and look. We've got L-tyrosine at 1 gram, good dosage, amino acid responsible for cognition, clarity, concentration, and perhaps some mood elevation. We've got beta-alanine at a good dosage, 3.5 grams, beta tingles, paresthesia, itchy type feel as the pre-workout kicks in, and of course helps with endurance. And we finish off estrogen, 50 milligrams for absorption and digestion-based benefits. Now again, what I will say is glycoside, estrogen, they're trademarked ingredients. You have to apply for the trademark. You have to go to the company direct to get that ingredient. And they probably wouldn't sign it off against a DMAA holding ingredient. So we're up in the air with your formulation here. In truth, it's a thumbs down, but we just need to move past that into the effects and see what it does in the real world. And we now move into the effects of this pre-workout. It's our sports supplements Momentum Pre-Workout, which has got heat and love coming at all angles at this one. Now we're looking past the hate, we're looking past the negatives a little bit here. We have to talk about what it done in the real world, what it did in the training session, right? We almost blind test this stuff. I'm forgetting everything about it. I'm literally using my true world effects here. Now, it's definitely a different pre-workout, that's for sure. So one thing, and probably the thing I'll remember forever more about this pre-workout, is its true sense of urgency. Now, 10 minutes after ingesting the product, I'm just sitting there back, you know, bit of browsing, bit of YouTube, bit of this, bit of Instagram, bit of that, right? 10 minutes, I can see my heart rate coming up. I can see it through my stomach. I can see my heart going bang, 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 bang. It's going up. There's a wave of something coming in illicit. There's no way around that at all. Whether it's DMAA, DMHA, I'm not too sure. But it comes with, it almost feels like an amp citrate feel, because the urgency is definitely, the heart rate is really up quick. Without even training, without moving, you feel it. You feel this pre-workout kicking in. I'm thinking to myself 10 minutes in, I'm thinking, boy, I don't know if I should have went in full serve straight away. Honestly, I'm a bit worried about it. So I would recommend to everyone else start with half a scoop, and that's what I should have done. Because it was quite a worrying experience, but at the same time, we turn that into a positive. We use the energy, we use the urgency, we get on down the gym. Now, I didn't really feel beta-alanine from the product, and I think that's probably because of those first experiences I was feeling. I was too busy, like, trying to survive, right? Trying to make sure my heart don't go boom and blow itself to pieces. I'm trying to calm myself down. I'm trying to use that urgency in a positive frame of mind. And some people might not be able to do that. They might be just panicking. Anyway, pumps on this stuff, pretty solid. There's no complaints about pumps at all. You're not really here for the pumps, but it gives them. It gives them in a nice amount, right? Nothing extreme, a nice amount. Focus, really good. You're dialed in. You're on it. You're A to B to C through training, and you're almost at the end having to drag yourself out of the gym. Energy is definitely there as well with it. That's probably the strongest suit. It's a strong pre-workout, right? It's definitely got a highness, euphoric ingredient in there. It's not your typical pre-workout. It is a stim junkie experience. There is a bit of crash on the other end now after training. I'm a bit like, mentally I'm there. Mentally the brain's fired up. Physically I'm tired now. But I did get through training, and I got through training very well on it. I will put that out there. There's a little bit of mood elevation there. You do feel a bit like good on the stuff. I wouldn't say talkative, but I'd say you're productive, focus, euphoric, happy vibes. What else can be said? There's no jitters. There's no digestive issues here. There's no cold sweats from this pre-workout. No, none of those type of negatives. I think the only negative perhaps would be that excessive heart rate at the start and a bit of a physical crash at the end. They would be the only two things I would honestly say about the product. It's got a productive feel to it. You do want to, you're driving home from the gym and you're thinking about other things you need to get done. I need to get some shopping in. I need to put a wash on. You know, I need to crack on with some work related bits and pieces. I feel productive on it after training. But it is quite a dynamite effect. It's quite a bang at the start, and the explosion keeps building. And then, of course, we look at the end. We look at a crash. There's definitely something illicit in here. It's not a beginner's pre-workout by any stretch. If you're a stim junkie person, it's really good. And at that price point, I've got to be honest, despite some of the negatives that perhaps from the pre-workout, the price at 7.5 at a serving is a massive thumbs up. You know, I've got pre-workouts here that are very similar that cost a lot more. That must be said. Of course, I've got to jump back to the label. I just wish there had been a bit more effort into the legalities of the formulation, perhaps the look and feel and the vibe of the formulation from a paper standpoint. But in the real world, it performs. It does perform. It's a strong pre-workout. Now I'm feeling euphoric, high, appetite suppression is there, I'm not hungry. It's got all the trademarks of a stim junkie package. Not for beginners, not for intermediates, for stim junkies on a budget, if there ever was one. Not much more can be said other than, of course, thanks for R Sports sending it on down. What does it sound like to you? Have you used it? Let us know in the comments down below. And as always, stay stimmed. Cheers for watching.